friends and readers. So I originally wrote out a really long speech for this video blog, which is actually the first one I've done. And I included it below because it was really long and I didn't really feel like I needed to put anybody through that. So if you want to read it, it's included in the post. If not, then you don't have to, because you can just watch this. So if you're not going to read it, this is sort of the nitty-gritty. What would Nancy Drew wear? Just doesn't work for me right now in my life. I've sort of grown out of it. So, I mean, it has been 4 years since I started it, plus maybe half a year at my other blog before that, which became What Would Nancy Drew Wear? So, since then I've graduated college, I've started earning my own living, and I moved out of my parents' house, and because of all these things, I've not changed, but I've grown into sort of who I really think of myself as. And I still love What Would Nancy Drew Wear, and I think there will still be an influence of that on my new blog, but it's not going to be as all-encompassing as it originally had been, and I think, you know, those of you who've read it from the beginning can see where it started diverging from its original intent, you know, up to the point of where I did the So Sexy So Long, which is definitely not very Nancy Drew-ish. And I always felt kind of guilty about that. I was like, I feel like someone's going to Google this, and they're going to come up with this, and wonder what the heck this has to do with Nancy Drew. So anyways, but besides that, it was sort of becoming stressful, and it was a time suck, and it sort of trapped me into what I felt was one style, which I don't really wear anymore. I mean, I still wear vintage, but, I mean, look at me right now, I'm wearing a running sports bra, and a tank top, and running shorts, and, you know, you could look at Nancy Drew in a modern sense, but for me it was really all about vintage, and, you know, sort of rockabilly style was why I had started it, because for me Nancy Drew sort of stops after the 70s. It doesn't become so modern. And the other problem with it was, because of all these connotations it had for me, it sort of left me with a creative emptiness, which just, it was like I just didn't want to blog, it wasn't fun anymore, and it just doesn't work. So while I might come back to it at some point, I feel like my new blog will allow me to sort of explore things that are more relevant to my life at this point. And will still allow for retro and vintage, but not to the extent that it had been. So anyways, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to be blogging over at That 70s So, which is that70so.blogspot.com, and there'll be a link below. And if it works, I'll keep blogging at it, and if not, you know, I can always come back to What Would Nancy Drew Wear, because I'm leaving it intact. I'm not deleting it. Or I'll just start another one, you know. So that's it, and I hope you guys will follow me over to there. If not, that's fine. You know, I don't follow everybody, and when I feel like someone else's blog isn't relevant for me anymore, I don't feel bad about not continuing to follow it. So I'm not going to be offended or anything if you guys aren't reading it, because I've sort of gotten to the point where I want my blog to be for me, and that's another reason why I'm sort of stopping with Nancy Drew, because it was feeling like it was for other people more than it was for myself. And for a hobby, that's just really not, that doesn't work. It's not fun. Nobody wants to do something for other people when they don't really feel like doing it. Especially if they're not getting, you know, paid. Like, at least if it was a job, that might be one thing. but I don't feel any sort of need to write a blog that is for anybody else but myself. So, thank you to everyone who did read it, who will read my blog over at That 70s Show, and who left comments, and, just everybody's really wonderful in the sewing blogging community. And everyone who I met at meetups and, came and hang out with me in real life, like, you guys are just so amazing. There's, I don't think, another internet community that really compares to it. Because even in Ravelry, which I think is wonderful, there's a lot of snarkiness. And there's a little occasionally, but I don't think it comes from the same place when it's in the sewing community. So, I hope to keep reading all your blogs, and we'll see what happens. Thanks. Bye.